What's up, everyone? To my beautiful NAJAAM family, CERN is still going. We're going to talk about this topic. Here's a disclaimer. I am speaking in regards to educational purposes only, as well as this is from a spiritual point of view. All right? So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to speak on CERN, C-E-R-N. I think they're based out of Sweden. This machine is supposed to understand or discover the spark of creation. And so just recently, in the past few days, they came out with, they're shutting down CERN until 2030. So that's a 5. And you can look that up numerically. What does 5 mean to come back out at 2030, right? So shutting down for approximately 3.5 years, right? Yep, because June is a 6th month. So look at the numbering that they're looking at. So 3.6 years, 3.6, right? But they're faltering it with a 5. A 5 for 2030, but it also looks like they're just trying to utilize that 3, so 3.630. I would say look at it from that perspective, 3 years and 6 months into the year 30. So 363. It all comes out to 3 anyway. So 3, 6, flip it, 3, 6, 9. Add the 3. 3 and 6 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14, 5. So we're dealing with the sequence of 5 in in numerology for the Orishas. That is the number 5 is also for Oshun, and in the Vedas it's for Lakshmi. All right, so we got these numberings, okay? They have not shut down, is what I'm here to tell you guys, and want you guys to understand this. They are not shutting down. They're telling the public this so that your eyes come off of CERN, right? A lot of people have been studying, observing, watching, reading everything in every aspect that CERN's doing, and doing investigative work on the different things that are happening, such as the Mandela effects of so many different things that have happened, and also the perspective of other things that are going on. So I think it's like a big distraction on purpose. But let's go on the other side of this, and I may do a couple parts on this. So you will tell the public that you have shut down. But really, what does that mean? 3.6 years, a whole staff who got family, bills to pay, etc., are going to just walk off the job for 3.6 years? No. Okay, so they're all still working. So there are 2 points that I'm going to look at with this. Number one is, did they buck up on something that is so super powerful that they themselves don't even know and need time to figure it out? Number 2, they buck up on something that has overtaken the CERN machine. They've lost control over it, that they're scampering to figure out how to take back control. It kind of reminds me of iRobot with Will Smith as the lead in that. Check out that movie, how the machine just literally took over and they could not get control over her. Or those are the 2 points I was looking at. But really looking at this, I think they have either opened up something literally, or other beings, other spaces of dimensions, right? Within dimensions. So what does that mean, Naj? So say we're in 3D, right? 4D. Anyways, I'll just use an example. We're in 3D. But they try to elevate, say, into, say, 7D, right? And then from 7D, they opened up many spaces in 7D to explore, right? Not fully grasping. Oh, everything is just shutting down as I'm talking. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Everything is like shutting down as I'm talking to you. Oh my God. Hold on. You guys, you have no idea, but as I'm about to talk to you guys about CERN, the phone went berserk, shut off and everything. I don't understand, but I'm gonna do my best to try to remember what I was going to say for this part, and then move into part 2. So I do apologize. God. So with this CERN thing, they haven't shut down, is what I think I was trying to say. They haven't shut down. This is just a stage. If you can look at it like a Broadway show, so they're telling the audience that they are shutting down, but behind the scenes, or behind the curtain, they are not. They're still working. They're still doing things. And I believe, from what I saw, some of the downloads that came through, that they basically buck up on something they had no business doing. And I think also what I was saying was, like, for example, going to a certain dimensional frequency, and then trying to explore those particular realms of that frequency by going through dimension after dimension. So the frequency goes this way, and you just opening up portals of spaces of dimensions in that layer of frequency. The reason why 7th dimension came to me is because at some point in our timeline, we were at a 7th dimensional frequency before we spiraled down so far into a 3D realm, 3D spacing that we're in today. Doing meditation, reading the Emerald Tablets, and connecting with Lord Thoth, this is what I received from him. This is years ago. We were at a 7th dimensional frequency at one point. The entire spaces of beings that were on the planet, we were raised up at that. And then we went through invasion of all these different beings. It was catastrophic, and it cycled and cycled down instead of us cycling up. And so the other part of that is they have been trying and working on a way of even further cycling through the dimensions of 3rd dimensional frequency, to grid and bind. And I'll get into that in part 2. So grid and bind, so that many ones on the earth, you will not be able to rise again, basically, is what they're trying to do. Like, you will always be here. You won't have the opportunity to elevate, and that's what they've been trying. So in many downloads and dreams I've seen where there's ones of us who's be able to raise our frequency and crossed over, and others, they're just here. So I'm checking. Let's get into part 2.